Thanks so much. And as we kind of thought might happen tonight, Buford coming in off a loss didn't look as strong as they really have looked in the past, and we have a May River team that comes in on fire. They win at 30-7 here in the Cross County Bowl. May River starts a little slow, but then they started to go ahead and put the run together, and we could pretty much predict what was going to happen from there.
Buford gave it a go. They put in a new wrinkle on defense, went from the 4-2-5 to a 4-3 standard defense, and that made May River go back and make some adjustments. But once they made those adjustments, they started going through the Buford defense. Buford was hurt by a loss of two of their starters.
Oh, yeah.
Will Kelly at linebacker, the all low country linebacker, he wasn't ready to go after concussion protocol. And they were also missing Kenneth Williams from the secondary. Remember that he got hurt against Bluffton. He was in street clothes tonight.
And not only that, they were missing their head coach.
Yes, they were, and it's been such a tough week. Devontae Holloman, his sister, died suddenly a little over a week ago. It's been a real rough week for the family. He has been up and down from the low country back up to Charlotte where he grew up, and her services are going to be this weekend, and then they didn't have a chance to practice for 2 days. And when you are a little off to begin with and you don't have somebody to kind of organize everything and get ready, you could just see that everything was a step slow, the communication was slow, and it just had to be a really, really rough week for the Buford Eagles.
And Buford now has to get ready for another region game next week when they host Hilton Head.
They do. Now, the good news about all of this is Coach Holloman should be back. They've only played one region game, and the next 2 weeks will determine a lot. So if they can go 2-0, I heard them talking about it after the game. You go 2-0, and you're in actually pretty good shape. You have a chance to get the number 2 seed in the region and possibly do something at the very end.
Let's talk about a May River team that's on a roll.
Oh, very much so. 7-0, and looking good from week to week to week. Now, they go back to region play. They've got 2 more region games, and their showdown is going to come in 2 weeks at Wade Hampton. It's going to be at their field, but those have been the class of the region all year, and they will play for number 1 and number 2. So something to keep an eye on in a couple of weeks, but boy, have they been strong, and they're going to carry a lot of momentum into that showdown game.
The only thing you think you might need to see a little bit more out of them is a little bit more effectiveness with the passing game, because if they don't get a little bit more effective there come playoff team, the other teams are going to be able to load up that defensive line and know that they're just going to be trying to run it.
Absolutely, and they're going to see a certain amount of that from Wade Hampton as well in that showdown game in 2 weeks. But to win in the playoffs, unless you just have a Division I offensive line and a couple of speedsters, you are going to have to bring a little more balance to your offense. They're running the ball great. Brandon Morales went over 1,000 yards, and he just keeps trucking. But it would be nice, I think, for the Sharks, and they'll get a chance to do a little bit of this next week against Battery Creek, to sharpen up that passing game so that they can convert some third downs when they really need to.
Once again, May River goes to 7-0. Buford falls to 3-5. From May River, I'm Chris Tremblay along with Jeff Shane. Now back to you.